time to talk through today's headlines now with Tom Swarbrick and Sonia Sodha. Sonia, lovely to see you. Tom, lovely to see you too.
Morning.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Always looking handsome, Tommy. Right.
Try my best, my friend.
Always. There's a lot to talk about, Sonia, isn't there, today?
There is, yeah.
Big day for GCSE results.
It is.
Pupils in England, Wales and Northern Ireland, they're receiving their results today.
Yeah.
But many are facing...
Lots of nervous teenagers, I'm
There
sure.
is.
Lots of them will have their results by now. But,
Yes,
yeah.
and look, we'll talk about the results in a second, but there's this massive competition at the minute for sixth form places, isn't there?
Yeah, that's right. It's particularly true in some parts of the country. So in some parts of the country, we've had a bit of a demographic boom. So there's more 16-year-olds than normal in the ether this year. And there are some places in particular that are suffering a bit of a shortage of sixth form and college places, particularly in areas like Leeds, for example. So what you've got is a sixth form college association coming out, and they've issued some quite strong words to the government, actually. Basically, they're pitching for more cash from the government.
Right.
So they can expand more places. So every 16-year-old, 16-year-olds really should be in full-time education. That's where we want them to be. We want them all to be going to college, whether it's to study A-levels, whether it's to do vocational qualifications. We know that the longer you study, if you're in education till 18, you're going to have better earnings later on. It's associated with better health outcomes. So more education is a good thing, but there is a real worry that some 16-year-olds in some areas of the country, there may be a few that miss out because there aren't enough places. So that's why sixth forms are asking the government for more cash. Obviously, we know there isn't much cash available at the moment.
No. I mean, Tom, do you think there should just be more options for, kids? It shouldn't just be sixth form.
Shouldn't just be sixth form, doesn't have to just be academic subjects. I mean, frankly, I remember the joy of being able to drop science and maths after GCSE. So I was rubbish at it. I hated it. And so being able to get rid of it for AS levels, as then were, was a fantastic thing and a completely freeing thing. But, it's not always the right thing for kids to sit in a classroom doing essays, learning subjects like that, in the same way that it's not right for maybe even 50% of school leavers to go to university. That might not be the right place for them, but that's the manner in which they're funneled into the education system at the moment.
There was always, I remember GCSE day, there's always that worry, isn't there? I saw it on GMB this morning, everyone opening their result. But it's all changed, hasn't it? It's not A star, ABC.
It's been like that for
I feel like Carol Vorderman. Yeah, I know. It just confused me. It's like I've got a 7, a 6, a 5. I thought it was like a code
What does
breaker.
that mean? Yeah.
Yeah. It's all changed now. But, Tom, I think you're right. I think a lot of people... we could leave school at 16 when I was at school, and you can go and work, do what you want.
Yeah.
But still, there's still apprenticeships available for people.
Exactly. It's not just about study, but actually even apprenticeships, for example. If you go and do an apprenticeship when you're 16, you'll still be spending a fair bit of time in the classroom learning. And, that really, whether it's vocational stuff or whether it's like academic A-levels, really we want our 16 and 18-year-olds to be in some kind of education and training. It's really important.
Yeah.
And this is the first set of results for the kids who were in year 7 at the start of the pandemic. And what we've seen in these results is there are still some big geographic differences, for example, between London and South East and the rest of the country. There's still big gaps for kids from poorer backgrounds compared to children from more affluent backgrounds, teenagers from more affluent backgrounds. So there's still a lot our education system has got to do to close some of those gaps, I think. So all kids have an equal opportunity to do well.
And all kids
I
should.
agree. I don't know about you, but at school there's a slight bit of snobbery at my school that if you went to do an apprenticeship and, you're going to be a builder. And the irony is...
you can make a lot of money as a builder.
The tradies now, the mates of mine that are plumbers, builders, whatever, they are the ones
laughing.
Absolutely laughing all the way to the bank.
Because they do an amazing
biggest
job.
Houses, the incredible jobs, and actually
because they can build it themselves.
Well, it is true.
Exactly.
It is true. But I just think that sometimes school is still quite old-fashioned in terms of these set subjects that they're all doing, and actually it needs to cater for everyone a little bit better. What do you think, Tom?
Can I bring you my favourite statistic at the moment? I read it in one of the papers, so it must be true. That when you come out of university, you obviously accrue all this student debt. And you now have to earn £54,000 a year in order to start paying off the capital of your student debt. And that is a sum of money that is way above the average earnings in this country. It is a huge amount of money. And I worry that, as you say, Sean, it's not really for everybody. And yet employers insist that you have to have a degree from somewhere in order to get a job. And I think that's really unfair.
No, I completely agree with you. I think the student costs, especially for uni, is just ridiculous. But that is another story that we'll have to save for another day. But you talk about tradespeople. There's a bit of an issue going on. There is a bit of an issue going on with Gen Zs, Sonia.
Yeah, so apparently Gen Zs, they don't like... I mean, we know that Gen Zs don't like making phone calls, full stop.
Yeah.
It's a bit of an issue. But they apparently particularly don't like calling up tradespeople like plumbers, builders, some of your mates.
Yeah.
We were just talking about when stuff goes wrong in their house. I think it's 1 in 2. Half of them are scared to call an electrician, plumber or other tradesperson. Now, I think the thing is, though, that a lot of them are renting. So actually, quite often, it's a landlord's responsibility to, if you've got something going wrong with your, with your boiler or if something's fallen off the wall, it is the landlord's responsibility to pick it up, to pick that up. But I do, it can be a bit daunting. I still find this sometimes, when you're not quite sure exactly what's gone wrong with, say your shower's broken or whatever, and then you're calling up plumbers and you're getting quite different quotes, and also they can't really, all they can give you is like an estimate. It can be quite difficult to negotiate this world sometimes. So I do have some sympathy for them.
Do you know what? I do as well. However, reading this, because this has come as schools began teaching teenagers how to make phone calls ahead of their A-level results, with it claimed that some young people are suffering from a lack of confidence in conducting an actual professional call. Tom, I mean, is it really changed that much now where everything's a voice note, everything's a chatbot, everything? I mean, let's be honest, trying to ring a company these days...
Yeah, you can't get through.
Yeah.
Good luck if you've got a week spare.
I can't think.
I mean, the AI
I just can't
chatbots.
think... that you're 18 years old and you forget how to talk to someone because you're talking on the phone. If you're talking to them in person, it'd be all right, but just because you've got a phone to your mouth, apparently you can't do it anymore and they become mute. I don't think that's going to be the case at all. What I do think, though, is the experience of calling someone out, a plumber or an electrician, I find an incredibly emasculating experience because they'll come and they'll go, where's the fuse box? Or... do you have a cock stop? And I'm there going, maybe I do. I don't know. That one, or that one. Exactly. So I've got no idea what these words mean, let alone where they are in the house, whether it's a stopcock or the other thing.
Listen, I agree. Like, it is sometimes, especially when you ring up someone like that, you're like, oh, my shower's not working. They're like, well, what's wrong with it? I'm like, well, that's your job.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know where the water is. No, the water's not coming
Maybe that's
out.
it. We're all scared of looking stupid. I think that's also part of it. You don't want to sound stupid or get...
And also, it is, there are some really amazing tradespeople out there.
Yeah,
and
there
actually,
is.
when you find one, you kind of like hang on to them. But there are also some scam merchants who and you hear about people getting ripped off all the time.
Yeah.
So, or like the job's done shoddily and they've got to come back after a few weeks. So I understand. Yeah.
Do you know what's
I've got some
interesting?
sympathy for Gen Z.
Well, same, and I do think that actually it's across the board. There's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually. I might fit into. I'm clearly not Gen Z, but but I think I might fit into the category of sometimes stressing out when it comes to calling a tradesperson.
Yeah, it's. But where do you stand on this? Because this is another headline today.
Or don't.
Do you think should you be fined for playing music out loud on a train? Now, this is a genuine thing.
100%.
This story comes from Irish Rail because they've actually introduced what they're calling a train etiquette guideline. This includes an £86 fine for passengers who don't adhere to the rules. So... how is this going to be enforced and what are these rules?
I don't know how it's going to be enforced. I want this. I want every train company in the UK to do it. I'm sure. I want every bus company to do it too. I'm sure we've all been on public transport. God, there is just a massive trend now, right? People don't put in headphones for some reason. They watch like TikTok, Instagram videos on even on planes. I've been on planes where people do it.
Put headphones in.
It's so rude. Exactly. I think this is a brilliant idea. It probably would be quite hard to enforce, I guess, because you're going to have people walking up and down the train. But I think, because it's like €100 fine, because it's in Ireland, £86, quite a significant amount of money. I think if people know there's a possibility of getting fined, just in the same way as there's a possibility of a conductor coming along and checking your ticket, you're not going to do it as much, are you? No. So I really hope that it would act as a deterrent, but I think it's quite important because I just think it's massively, massively antisocial to like play videos out loud.
I completely agree.
So many people do it.
I completely agree. I just think the problem is it's enforcing it. I remember we were talking earlier, if you got on a train when I was younger, and, the conductor come along and be like, get your feet off of there, all right? And you'd be scared a little bit. You'd be like, oh, sorry about that. Now, I mean, people are frightened to say anything to someone because you don't know what they're going to do.
Exactly.
I think it's just the support behind it, Tom, isn't it?
Well, what happened to this country? What happened in the last, it's got to be 10 years, 15, maybe 5 years. Everyone became a narcissistic, self-absorbed villain, listening to their music on their phone out loud or watching their... Get over yourself, get a grip, put some headphones in, shut up, pay the fine.
Tom Swarbrick, everyone.
Honestly, I am always here for a Tom Swarbrick passionate rant.
Get on that soapbox.
But this is, do you know what? I actually think it's a trickle-down effect of there is a lot of villain behaviour in the world right now where everything's, like you say, about being selfish, in it for me, doing whatever you want, freedom of speech. All of it's getting very, very toxic, I think, in general, which is leading to this. Do you know where I sometimes get guilt? Is because obviously I've got a 1-year-old baby now, and there's times when I go, oh, I really want to play Miss Rachel, but I'm going to be that person because she can't.
Don't be that person,
No,
Sean.
I won't be that person.
Don't be that person. Listen, Tom's jumped out of the screen. How did you do it? It's like Paul Daniels.
It is exactly like that.
Sonia, you could be Debbie McGee.
Oh,
absolutely love it.
I can do Debbie McGee.
So, guys, what are we talking about? Sonia, you just take this away because I know you're fully into this.
OK, well, this is a story about what happens when your kids fly the nest. You know, we had A-level results last week. Loads of parents are thinking, oh, my beloved, off to university, moving out, getting a job. Apparently, this is really high as well. This is a big number of parents. Half of parents say they might get a dog to replace their kid.
I mean, that's
It's a genius
nice
idea. If your kids are flying the nest and you're feeling a bit lonely, we all know that pets can, like, provide great company, unconditional love, perhaps sometimes more unconditional than from your kids. So why not?
You're never waiting on a text from the dog, are you?
Exactly.
You never although...
They're always happy to see you.
They are happy to see you, but having a puppy is like having a tiny baby again. I mean,
I
they
know.
have so much attention. We're looking after a friend's dog at the moment. It's a very little thing. It's very young. It's
is it trained, like properly trained?
Well, if it is trained, it violated it by pooing in the my kid's room. So I had to go, and that had to be dealt with.
But some children can do that as well.
Yeah, they can. Although normally they're in a nappy. But yeah, sure. I mean,
Dog nappy.
Dog nap. Well, now would you put a baby dog, a puppy in a nappy? You wouldn't, would you?
This conversation's took a turn.
Would you though? Would you go and buy a dog?
No, I think
you don't.
I feel embarrassed for the poor dog, I think, if he was in a nappy.
Wouldn't you just?
Yeah.
But you do, I mean, gosh, when you get a new puppy, like, I don't have a dog, but when my neighbour got a dog, like, I mean, you just don't get any sleep because you've got to, they like cry in the middle of the night, you've got to get up and comfort them, you've got to like wake up at set times to take them to the loo.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is like going backwards, but yeah, maybe these parents are just a sucker for punishment.
Well, I was going to say, there's also a big thing about just not wanting to be lonely and on your own. And there's an incredible study. I actually find this a little bit extreme, but it's been confirmed that people are saying that everything is better when you're together. They're saying from reading and cooking to doing activities. This research feels quite extreme. I don't know how you read together.
But yeah, apparently there is now a new trend called reading parties where you literally get together and sit there and read in silence together. I'm a little bit sceptical about this, so I absolutely, like, you know, I think company is so important to us as human beings.
Definitely.
Like, we've got issues with isolation in this country, particularly for older people. Some people can be very socially cut off. That's awful. But my philosophy is it's great to do things with other people, but as I've got older, I've really started to enjoy my own company as well. I love doing things by myself sometimes. I sometimes go on holiday by myself. I'll take myself out for a little day trip by myself. Sometimes I go out for dinner by myself.
Oh, so grown up.
And it's amazing. So I'm very much the philosophy. It's brilliant to do stuff with your partner and with friends, but you should also, as you get older, take time to enjoy your own company.
Tom, reading together.
I can't imagine getting the guys round. Come on, there's a... Send me the book.
Pride and Prejudice.
Brilliant book, Pride and Prejudice.
Guys, it's War and Peace.
Great book, but like...
It's boring.
I don't think I'd invite Sean round and say, let's have a glass of wine and read a book and just sit there in silence.
Yeah, and you go, right, thanks very much, you're done now.
I get it if you're a couple and, like, you're in bed, you know, before you go to sleep and it's like you're both reading the same book and you read it and you go, what are you up to? Oh, my God, like...
As long as you've got a book each. I don't like the idea of this, like...
Oh, no, I couldn't do that.
Just turn the page.
Reading over someone's shoulder,
Isn't it quite a romantic thing to sort of be read to? Do you know what I mean? Like
This is a bit weird.
Is that a thing?
Is that what you get up to?
What, do you stand at the bottom of the bed like, hear ye?
Yes, town crier is the motif I'm going for at night time.
I think one time when social reading is nicer, it's like when you're lying on the beach with your mates and you're all reading your own book, but then, you know, you'll be reading quietly and then someone will pop up and say something, you have a little chat and then you go back to your book. So that does work well, but you kind of got to be, like, sat somewhere together, like on a beach all day.
I do agree, I like a beach
enjoying
read.
a nice cocktail.
Listen, you say that, but no one's talking because they're all playing with their Labubus. And that is not a euphemism,
We are so
for anyone
off trend. So off trend.
that don't know what a Labubu is. Sean, you've got a
Labubu
Labubu.
right?
Don't shame me.
I'm not shaming you. I just haven't got a Labubu, and
I haven't got
feel
Labubu.
I keep need to stand the word
Have you
Labubu.
got a Labubu?
I want to know what all the fuss was about.
What the hell is that?
It's a Labubu.
It's the newest trend.
It's a little monster that has actually become... The first time that it sort of really exploded was it being used as a bag charm, and celebs started whacking them on their handbag. Like a charm
Putting on
to
their
hang on your
handbag.
Something you
bag.
clip on your bag.
To clip on your bag.
For what purpose?
Just a bit of
Decorative,
decoration.
Tom.
It's not like a luck thing or sort of wizardry bit of
No.
business.
No, it's just a little monster, like, got my teeth.
I was fascinated. I kept hearing the word Labubu.
Yeah.
People were talking about it. When I was working on
It
Capital
sounds a
Breakfast
bit
in the
rude,
morning,
doesn't it, Labubu?
it's quite satisfying to say.
Yeah, it is satisfying.
Which is half of the appeal.
Labubu.
But some of it that's... Labubu.
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 Some of it that's quite exciting is the fact that they're doing these things called a blind box. So it's that same delight as when
Like
you...
a Kinder Egg.
Like a Kinder Egg, exactly.
No, when you open a Kinder Egg, you think, oh, what toy am I going to get?
Yeah.
That's the
Oh,
whole
it's
thing
another
with...
bit of plastic nonsense.
So-
That's
so
why
a-
it's done so
a
well.
box
I mean,
turns
they're
up...
quite, I'm not going to lie, they're quite ugly, aren't they?
I mean, I would never shame a Labubu like that.
It's just brutal.
I'm not about that life. But no, listen, this has got so big to the
Yeah.
point where actual Madonna, her birthday cake was a Labubu.
Labubu.
That is her. And they said, happy birthday, Madudu.
Madudu! That's quite good.
Madudu. Like, they've taken
Is that
over the
where
world.
Delulu comes from, that new word meaning delusional?
No, I think
Putting it in-
Delulu was
Is that
about
the same
before
thing?
Labubu.
Delulu predates
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Are we all regressing to sort of just like child language? Like,
I just don't know who I am. But listen to this, because this is how big it's got.
It's made this guy so
rich. The makers of Labubu dolls, people like Rihanna, David Beckham, Paris Hilton, they've reported a near 400% increase in profits in the first half of this year just for these toys.
Wow.
So people have been getting them at Pop Mart, and I think they actually stopped selling them in the UK for a bit because it just went crazy. Because
Really?
people rush because of this whole blind boxing. So you open the box, it's like a foil packet, you don't know what you're buying.
Then you might get a certain colour, you might get a rare one.
It's like Pokemon all
It
over
is.
again.
It's the same energy as that in a way. You were telling me though, Rylan, I love this because the guy, the exec, the person that's invented these, he's a 38-year-old lad.
This guy, he just created this like comic book series. This is him, created a comic book series, drew these monsters.
And it's worth over 20
And then
billion.
Pop Mart saw these monsters and like, that'd be fun for like a toy. Bang.
Amazing.
That's it.
I
Everyone's
wish
happy.
I had that brain.
Good luck to him.
$26.3 billion he's worth. $26.3 billion.
For that?
I am so old that the thing that was really big when I was at school was trolls. Do you remember
Yeah,
trolls?
trolls. Used to have them in the
We
bar.
were all obsessed with those
Yeah.
trolls, my God, and they were really ugly too.
Tamagotchi.
Stop shaming trolls and the boo-boos. On that note, thank you both. Lovely.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.